Thank you, Rocker Man. I had a little early appearance, but now we're here officially, joined by Chunk Man. Uh, we obviously got to get this thing going. I'm not even in the lobby though, to be honest. But first, I got to talk about your predictions here, Chunk. As a Fruit Ninjas AGM, I saw you pick not the Fruit Ninjas. Everybody else, had the Fruit Ninjas winning both their grand finals appearances. You had the other team winning both of them, and Prospect and in Novice. So can you elaborate just a little bit? I mean, like obviously, the Wisps and Blackhawks probably the favorites in both these series. But I mean, like the Wisps right here, they're looking dominant. But why'd you go against the Kiwis? Just out of curiosity.
So what I've seen from this Wisps team, right? I've seen like my team step up to another level, right? Let's just say that Wisps team, when we've played them earlier, they've also stepped up. They've progressed so well in the series or in the season, and I think that step up is enough to really take an advantage over this Kiwis team. We saw them late in the season play the Kiwis, and I believe they swept them, but the the Kiwis, I believe, have also gotten way better. So these teams have gotten progressed so much late in the season. So I think Wisps have just got a little bit more of that edge.
All right, I know what I'll have to I'll have to put my bias aside here. I'm gonna go ahead and predict the Kiwis though. I've seen these teams or this Kiwis team really just put on a performance, but now, Chunk, we have everybody here. We have everybody ready. And it looks like we're testing ping for a quick second and making sure everybody gets the best possible experience here in the grand finals because that's what we want here. We just want a good series. A Kiwi sweep would be a great series actually, but here I just seen this Kiwis team kind of become a different animal, Chuck. After I think it was that game 5, um, in that first round of playoffs. I feel like after that game 5, they really have just become a different animal. And honestly, Royalty has been leading that charge, and I am um, really hoping he continues to lead that charge because in the comms he's been very vocal. Doctor Shadow has been playing a very solid third man. Like for this team, and Beard has just been. I mean, he's been a monster all season. And in the playoffs, I feel like he take it a step further, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. But this is a very good Wisps team, and so it's going to be tough here. I do think though, that either way, it's going to be it's going to be a great series. And honestly, we've had so many game 7s. I feel like this playoffs. Am I crazy here, Chuck? Because I feel like we've had game 7s out the wazoo. Obviously, the Novice League really. I think it's only been the Kiwis. I'm forgetting the other team that they played. Who did they play in
Pawns,
the? Yeah, no,
pawns in the first round.
yeah, Kiwis in the ponds. I think was that the only game 5 that we had in the Novice
Yeah,
League.
the
Or sorry,
only
the game
game
sevens.
seven. Yeah,
Yeah,
the only game 7 in novice. All the other ones were pretty one sided.
yeah. I feel like this time, Chunk. I'm expecting a game 7. I don't know why. There's something in the air today. We've only got 2 series, so they got to go as long as possible. That's just Murphy told me so. It's his law. So that's what I'm expecting. And Chunk, we're getting a lobby remake here real quick. If you had one player on the Wisp to really look out for, who would it be? Because I know all the players' names. Like I've seen the stat sheets with Jer Bear. Honestly, I don't know that name just always sticks out to me. But Lucky as well. But who would you really say on the Wisp that you're really looking at here?
Well, there's a reason I I drafted Lucky early on in the season. I know he was good back when we played. I know that he took a break due to college and like playing a lot of hockey, I believe, and I knew that he has that potential to come back. So I've seen Lucky and he's gotten so much better. So I'd say Lucky here is the X factor for Wisps. But I do want to point out for Kiwis who I think the X factor is. I've got I've actually got 2 players I'll be watching for Kiwis. We saw Beard kind of struggle against that Pawns team, and I'd like to see how he plays against the Swiss team. But like you said earlier, that Royalty has really stepped up. We've seen him been playing out of his mind. So I think Royalty and Lucky though are the main players I'm watching flip.
Yeah, and I do think on the Kiwi side, it's gonna be Royalty. That's gonna like be that that first man challenging and honestly doing a whole lot of work. But I'm ready to see these teams face off. In the higher leagues chunk, I see chess matches get played with the play styles and the positioning. I want to see, and obviously, just how much thought really is going to be behind some of these plays, and how much grand finals pressure is going to get to these players. Obviously, game one on stream, always really nerve-wracking in playoffs. Now it's a grand final. Who will perform early on here? It's going to be Jared Bear looking for the double. Almost had the dunk on Dr. Shadow. Royalty going to try to get it clear. It's going to go out to Cow. Cow's not going to get a touch, and Dr. Shadow is going to clear that one all the way down to the corner. Looking for a follow-up. Jared Bear's going to get a touch round one. Not going to get a touch round another, but Beard wasn't able to get there. Jared Bear, Royalty one-on-one here. Jared Bear with another dunk. This man is just dunking everybody. No touch there from Beard, but Beard able to get back to it with a pass from Royalty. Beard going to have to play the 50 on this one. Jared Bear already back. He's been everywhere so far. Gets around Dr. Shadow. That might have been last man. Jared Bear doesn't put that shot on target, so Royalty able to get back to it. That touch off the back wall, kind of dangerous. Lucky shot, gonna go wide. Dr. Shadow had to read the double. He's gonna get there, gets a nice 50 on Cow as well. That's last man. Jared Bear challenging that one, but a good challenge it was. With a fake over to Lucky. Lucky shot just high, and early on here, Chuck, we're seeing Wisps really take full control here on the offensive end.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of shots close. We've seen a couple rattle out. We've just seen a whole lot of offensive pressure from this Wisps team. Not a lot of mistakes here from either team, which is really an X factor in Novice on who's going to win the game. So far, the defense has looked solid for both these teams, and I feel like this game is going to go the distance. We're going to have an OT.
Yeah, already I feel like, the Wisps has had some shots, but the defense of the Kiwis has been pretty rock solid. Beard getting a good 50 there. No boost here for Lucky. Still able to get to that one. No, it's going to be a great pinch there from Royalty. Now, Jared Bear up in the air. Not a great touch, though, so Beard going to collect that one. Beard now with some time on the ball. Just gets a 50, but that 50 going to be straight towards Dr. Shadow. Dr. Shadow's touch not great. Lucky really awkward. That lands off the crossbar. Going to be a shot for Royalty. It's going to go high. The follow-up going to be there from Beard, and the slot comes through. Kiwis, really their first real opportunity, and they make it count.
Lucky caught so awkward there on defense and just gets beat by the follow-up by Beard. Beard, we know he's an incredibly fast player. I believe he was in Challenger at one point, and he really can lead a team here with his experience.
Yeah, and now, in the grand finals, Kiwis up early. Jared Bear going for a little bit of physical play now, and, I saw a little bit of the stat sheet beforehand, for at least for the postseason, and it has been the stat sheet was kind of dominated by the Wisps. The Kiwis were very close in almost every category. The only category that the Kiwis really beat the Wisps in were demos per game. And it really wasn't by much. So Kiwis got to figure out a way through, but it's going to be the Wisps this time. With a nice pass here from Cow over to Lucky, just no save coming through here for Beard.
Yeah, Beard kind of awkward, kind of caught off. He does get the touch, but it still floats on the net. We've seen two players I really wanted to watch step up, and now it's up to the other players to really kind of settle in the nerves, kind of engrave themselves here in this game.
Yeah, Beard made a statement early. Now the Wisps, they made a statement right back. Now who will find the lead goal here? Is it going to be Jared Bear? No, it's going to be Royalty getting a great 50 there. That one's going to go all the way down. Royalty going to try to follow this one up. Cow's kind of awkward. Royalty doesn't get the touch. Royalty still trying to be a nuisance, but it's going to be Jared Bear clearing that one to the corner. Dr. Shadow gets beat. That one rolling. Is it in? It is! With the help of Lucky. That one just a nail biter there. Almost rolling out, but Lucky able to put it away.
Yeah, we've seen the speed from Jared Bear he's shown in this series, and Lucky able to finish that one up, and really impactful goals here for Lucky. They started down in this game, but they've shown they have that comeback potential.
Yeah, and a good touch there from Royalty. Lucky couldn't get a touch there, and Royalty also able to get a bump. Now Beard gonna look for the pass off the corner, and Beard's also gonna look for a pass. That one gonna hit the ceiling, dropping down. Royalty elects not to go, lets Lucky touch it. Now it's gonna be Royalty's turn on the ball. That one not gonna come through with the touch though. Dr. Shadow going for the ball and the boost, got a little greedy, so Cal's gonna have a touch here. Royalty able to get it off his own backboard, but Beard double committed with him. Shadow able to get a beat on one. Lucky has to just get a touch on that one. It's gonna go over to Jared Bear. Beard just able to get back to it in time. No backflip touch, but the double comes through for Lucky. No shot, but he gets the follow. Oh my goodness, what a play there from Lucky.
Yeah, like I was saying, Lucky has really shown up here in this season, and the great initial shot, so close, but he is able to follow that up. No one home to clear it, and Lucky's got a hat trick here in this game already.
Yeah, now It is a 3-1 lead here for the Wisps, and honestly, they have really stepped up, it feels like, as their offense has been just that much more potent now. Kiwis got to find an answer. Royalty trying to get some control there, but gets bumped, and that ball going straight over to Cow. Cow looking for the pass mid. Beard's going to get one touch, but a double commit once again, and Royalty no touch on that ball. Now, Shadow going to try to get a beat, just able to get a 50, though. Royalty able to get a demo, so Cow just trying to get that one back to the corner. Now looking for a pass mid. Lucky going to have to be the one there, but it's going to be Beard able to get that long clear. Bear able to get a double there. That one going to bounce down to Royalty with a long clear, but it's only going to go as far as Lucky. Lucky now with a little bit of control. Trying to get over Dr. Shadow, and he does. Can't get a follow-up touch, so Royalty over to Beard. Beard going towards Dr. Shadow. Dr. Shadow going to turn on this one. Pop that one really high, though. Unscorable, but Beard was going for the flip reset double. It's a pass over to Royalty, and with 39 seconds left, it's a 1-goal game.
Yeah, you really have to put in that goal to make it available at the end. Beard nearly got that touch, but Royalty able to follow it up and set them within striking distance here.
Now, can the Kiwis finish the job? A very unlucky double there. Royalty going for the read. Cow just able to get the touch, though. That ball bouncing high. Dr. Shadow says, you know what, I'll fake this one for Royalty. Royalty's going to pass that one back to Beard. Beard has to get a touch around one, and he does, but gets bumped by his teammate. Now Royalty trying to chase this one down. Cow trying to get a touch around him, but that's on target. Bear is there for the follow, but it's going to be Beard keeping that ball in play. Kiwis need this opportunity right now. Beard's not going to get the touch. The bump comes through, and the pinch clear is going to reset Kiwis all the way back to their own half. One last chance, maybe, if they can get this ball clear. Lucky not going to let it happen that easily. Gets a touch around Beard. Dr. Shadow said, thank you very much, I'll take that one. Gonna look for one more touch. Cow gonna shut him off. Royalty, it's your turn now, buddy. Gotta make a play happen. Not gonna come through. Wisps are gonna take game number 1 here. And honestly, it was a very back and forth game right there, Chunk. But Wisps, I feel like, just took an early enough lead where, you know, the Kiwis, their opportunities, they were few and far between. They made their few opportunities count, but the Wisps just, I feel like they had more quantity and honestly more quality with some insane shots there from Lucky.
Yeah, 100%. We saw Lucky and Royalty step up. The players we needed to see to step up, they both had near that 560 mark. Royalty had a little more. He had 4 saves in that game. We just kind of see Wisps more on offense persisting in that game, as they had 9 shots to Kiwis 5. And Kiwis, like you said, really did make it count, but you can't get outshot here. But what we've seen from both defenses has been impressive. Just insane offense.
Yeah, and now it's going to be the Kiwis, honestly, having to make an adjustment here. Now, can they do it? That's the question. I feel like they've been able to make adjustments, like, really well. Like, I have seen, or I've heard, like, in their series, they have honestly game planned for, like, adjustments. Like, this is a team that honestly thinks about, you know, the plays that they're making and how they're playing the game. So I want to see if they are going to make some adjustments here. Honestly, you know, watching that game, it's going to be tough to make adjustments because I feel like Lucky kind of just peaked on a couple shots. I do feel like the Wisps had a lot of pressure, though, so going to see if they have found a counter to it, or maybe they'll get some more demos in, because honestly, that was the one thing I felt like they were really lacking. And if they can get some more demos in, as Bear gets one there, I feel like this Wisp rotation might get messed up a little bit. But right now, it's going to just be Beard trying to cause some chaos here. Beard looking for the pass down. Royalty's going to be there for the shot. That one going to get saved away high by Bear. Cow going to get the beat on Dr. Shadow. That ball floating in the midfield. It's going to be Lucky going to the backboard. That one's going to be bouncing high, and Beard going to have a touch on that one. A little awkward, so Royalty gets to it first. Cow has to make the touch. Not a great touch, though. Able to get another one just in time, but a double 50 from the, oh my gosh, the name is passing me at this point. The Wisps, oh my goodness. Well, I'm fumbling as now it's going to be the Kiwis making a great play there. Dr. Shadow not able to put it away. He was landing, didn't have any boost to get back to it. And Beard with a Novice moment right there is now Lucky trying to counterattack off of a misplay from the Kiwis. A free jump pass there over to Cow. Cow not able to make it work, and Dr. Shadow able to get the long clear. Bear, that's not a great touch as Dr. Shadow and both Royalty are going, but that one going to get cleared all the way to the Wisps corner. And Wisps, I feel like, have played a little bit more defense here, but it's going to result in a counterattack instead, as the Kiwis, I feel like they've ramped up the pressure, but no goal to show for it quite yet. But they've had a couple really close chances, one specifically from Dr. Shadow.
Yeah, if you want to get through this Wisps defense, I would know a thing or two, because I played them in that semifinal. You have to disrupt Bear. He is so solid as third, as they will get caught out here, though, as Dr. Shadow catches them a little too far up, and Cal not he's home, but not with a lot of boost. And Shadow will set the early lead like they had last game. We'll see how they can hold on to it, Flip.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a little bit different, though. I feel like last time it was the Wisps really attacking, and the Kiwis just got a lucky opportunity, or I say lucky, a good opportunity, and they were able to capitalize. But um, this time, I felt like the Kiwis were kind of the ones on the offense, and then scored because of it. So I feel like the script is a little bit different this time. Wisps have been on their back foot a little bit more. Cow trying to get them going on offense here, not able to get the follow-up, so it's going to be Beard looking for the double, not going to happen as Lucky pass that one back to Jerbear. Jerbear gets bumped to double commit here from the Kiwis, and that's a bad double commit here. That one can result straight into a goal, but Lucky's touch isn't a great one, so Royally able to get back to it. Beard trying to get a touch here, can't do it off the backboard, but he's able to get the follow-up, get the save. Dr. Shadow, no boost to work with, still gets one touch. Royalty going to try to get the beat on one, and he does. That ball bounces beautifully for him as well, trying to get back under it, but Cow just goes. He does not care at all as Dr. Shadow just has to pop that ball high. Really awkward here for Cow, so Beard has to just get a touch. Royalty now, just trying to get the beat, and he does. That's last man, Beard, trying to take possession. Cow, little awkward. Cow with a great challenge and a great 50. Dr. Shadow now just has to get a beat, but Lucky going to be the first one there. Coming from his blind spot, Dr. Shadow back down to Beard. Beard with a shot. Kiwis strike again. 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, one thing I mention about Kiwis whenever I cast them, they are known for that team chemistry, knowing for playing with each other. And we saw a great pass there to Beard, and Beard just so great at shooting, so great at passing. He gets involved on the offense, and we see it there.
Yeah, now can the Kiwis continue this? Will they let up the gas? That is the question. Royalty hasn't been that involved in the offense quite yet, but still trying to make some plays happen. It's been a Beard stepping up, in my opinion. Royalty able to get a bump there, but oh, the bump from Cow was great. The net was open, but Jerbear just missed. Cow now with a good touch, but Beard with a better one. That one going to go right across his own net. Jerbear now with a touch towards the midfield. Going for a bump as well. Dr. Shadow just has to get a pop, but Beard able to get the follow-up and save the day once again. I feel like Beard really playing that solid role as I pass or curse him there. Not able to get the read, and Cow able to get the goal.
Yeah, we've seen from this last couple possessions, the bumps coming out from Wisps. They wanted to change it up late in this game, and it really worked well for them. Kind of forced a lot of mistakes, gave them more opportunities. I'd like to see if they continue with that strategy going here forward in the series.
Will that be the strategy that works for him? That's the question. I really think that the Wisps right now, they've been playing very solid, but I feel like they're relying on the Kiwis' mistakes like that, and to be honest, it's going to happen in Novice as another whiff comes through right there, but it's just going to be, if they really can capitalize on these opportunities here, because now the Kiwis trying to create their own chances here as Beard with a good challenge, but Jerbear going to win that one over to Lucky. Lucky not able to get a touch, and now Cow with a lot of boost able to get a nice pop, trying to find a pass midfield. Doesn't have a whole lot of follow, but Jerbear was there for the shot. Going to be right off target. Royalty now passes out to Cow. Cow with the touch, but Beard with the save. Beard looking for the double as well. Able to get it over too. Lucky just has to retreat now as Dr. Shadow bangs that one to the corner. Lucky a little awkward, but still able to make a good touch there. Lucky able to get the follow-up touch, and Beard with zero boost just has to challenge, and he's able to get a good challenge, but Jerbear's going to be there for the follow. Royalty off of his own side bell. Cow trying to get a challenge, and he does. That one is just going straight in. Royalty able to get the save, but Cow with the dunk. That ball bounces back mid, and the Wisps thank the post once again. That one gonna go in and tie up this game.
Yeah, Cow with the big dunk. Jerbear kind of boxed out Beard there, and the follow-ups there from Lucky have really put these goals away, and they tie up this game again, which is very impressive. These teams are able to adapt so well mid-series, mid-game, and it's just impressive what these teams have been able to do over the season.
Now, can they finish it off here? Game 2 is a big one. Do not want to go down 2-0 if you're the Wisps. 2-0 if you're the Kiwis. It might just happen here, though, as Wisps now, they had an opportunity not to come through and turn into a goal, but it's going to hit the ground here. We have overtime for the first time this series. I don't think it'll be the last, but it's really, I think, dependent if Kiwis can pull this one out. Royalty, long clear. That one going to be bouncing towards the midfield. Jerbear had the read, though. Dr. Shadow could have a shot on target here. It's going to be Cow, though, able to get a nice save with a long touch. That touch, though, going to be met by Beard. Oh, I DC'd for a second, but I'm back. Don't worry, as Dr. Shadow able to make that save over to the corner. Royalty with a nice touch. Royalty gonna try to get back to it before Cow does, but Cow, once again with these challenges, just able to go and able to get these nice 50s. As Dr. Shadow with a great touch. That one bouncing super awkward. J-Bear just able to get the save as now Cow, no boost to work with, but Royalty backflips right over his head. Lucky with the demo, but Dr. Shadow, did he catch him out? That one not on target, and J-Bear also there on time. J-Bear with one touch, looking for a follow. That one gonna get over two. No touch there from Royalty either. Dr. Shadow, last man back. That's a great 50. Cow not gonna get there in time, and Dr. Shadow looking for the counter. That one gonna go long, going for the double. Dr. Shadow has it, only to the corner though, and Beard not able to beat Lucky to that ball. A long clear there from J-Bear down to Lucky. That one gonna be met by Royalty. Royalty able to get the clear, but still on top of it is J-Bear, who has really stepped up this overtime. Now Cow trying to put that shot on, but it's going to go wide over to Dr. Shadow. But Cow going to leave that one for Bear. That one goes high. Beard trying to get a follow-up touch and able to, but that ball still 50 beautifully by Bear, and I feel like he's playing these 50s so well so far. Cow looking for the dagger. That one not going to go through. Lucky going to leave that one for Bear once again. They are communicating so well on this Wisps team. I feel like they're leaving the ball for each other in great spots. Dr. Shadow trying to get that ball back mid. It's going to be Cow putting that one away, and Kiwis lose this game. Wisps go up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, close games, close one-goal games from both of these, but we've seen the constant pressure from Wisps at the end of that game and at the start of the other game that just really can't. Kiwis haven't found an answer for that, and they're gonna need to have an answer, as Cow had almost all the shots here for Wisps. And Cow, just we've seen him playing that front man, just going, just having that insane confidence to play the ball, and it has been working for Wisps so far in the series.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like Cow has been the difference maker. Obviously, I think Bear has been positioning really well to follow up. But at the same time, I do think that Cow has kind of just been like everywhere. And so he kind of just been the better. I wouldn't say like just the better first man, but like that's just the better shooter, the better playmaker. And honestly, now it's gonna be up to the Kiwis to. I mean, they're down 2-0. Like we've seen them come back 3-1 against the Pawns, but this ain't no Pawns. This is the Wisps here, and I mean, I wish I could coach them right now. Hey, if you guys are listening, you guys just got to look out for the early challenges. Get a touch around them real quick, and they're diving at a lot. Try to pass a little bit more. The passing was working. Can we get some more passing going, Kiwis, please, guys? I'm begging. I'm begging. Well, I just want to see a good series here, and I think Kiwis. There are a couple things that they can do to counter this Wisp team, but I need to see him pull off here. And Chunk, I'm not saying I'm losing faith, but this Wisp team is looking really good right now, and looking like they're going to continue to look good as they're trying to get some early offense going here. Last man's Lucky. That's a great touch from Beard, but Cow already rotated back, and a good demo there from Beard. Chunk, going into this game 3, I gave my pointers. I said what I think the Kiwis should do. What do you think the Kiwis should do to really, try to take control of this game, or at least, get a game in this series?
All right, so Kiwis, they did the thing that I did, right? They didn't call that timeout down 2. They've been both close one-goal games, as were it when I played. You've got to really step up and make sure that you don't get punished for mistakes, especially against the Wisps. They will punish you for mistakes you make defensively. You need to keep this game. You need to get a lead, as Cow will get a pass from Lucky. We've seen the passes from Kiwis earlier, but we've seen Lucky and Cow. We saw it last semis. They create so many passing plays with each other. They've developed well as teammates, and we really see it. But like I was saying, if you're Kiwis, you need to find those passing plays. You need to get up, and you need to play consistent pressure so you're not stuck on that offensive side that Wisps love to play on.
Yeah, now that was a great opportunity. Honestly, great counterattack from the Wisps. The Kiwis had a good opportunity, and they missed the demo twice, and then missed the shot. Like, I feel like the Kiwis' execution just not good enough right there. Royalty trying to make up for it here. That's a nice high touch. Bear can't make contact. Cow is gonna be there though. Lucky 0 boost. Kiwis don't know that though, so Beard not able to get a good 50, but it is over to Dr. Shadow. Dr. Shadow trying to get a touch around one, and he does. Has 30 boost to work with, going to go towards the backboard, but Cow going to be there for the clear. Royalty, their third man, just a little too high. and honestly, a lot too high, as now Beard has to get some control back, but it's going to go straight to Lucky. Lucky over to Jarebear. That shot does get saved by Beard, but it was an opportunity there for the Wisps once again. Now Cow, last man, able to get a great read on that one, able to get a pass. That's going to go around Shadow. The own goal, no! Beard, it was just off target. Royalty comes in for the save, and the Kiwis are looking panicked here. His Beard now not able to get one touch. It's going to be a passing play, but the bump save comes through as Cow and Jarebear combined for a great pass, and then Cow sadly got bumped by Royalty for a save there. A fake there from Jarebear gets two of them. Now a bump comes through from Lucky. Is that ball going to go high? Lucky going to look towards the backboard. Beard with not a lot of boost, just has to get it one touch, and Royalty gets a demo on the midfield, so no shot going to come through here, but Dr. Shadow still not able to get a touch, and a little bit of miscommunication in the corner. Another double commit coming out for the Kiwis. Just the panic on defense is what I'm seeing right now, Chunk, and I feel like the Wisps, they just thrive on stuff like this where they can just continuously pressure because the Kiwis are just making bad defensive mistakes.
Yeah, the the pressure in the really good cuts I've seen from Lucky, like he'll have zero boost and he'll see a defender coming out to clear the ball. He'll cut it away just to kind of uh, discombobulate that guy who's going to change it as
Oh,
Bear, disgusting bar down shot, and those defensive miscues just really hurting the Kiwis here as Beard doesn't get the greatest pop, and it pops out to Bear, who's able to capitalize. And this is not the position you want to be if you're Kiwis, as Wisps, mostly known for playing their close games, you do not want to give them a lead.
yeah, and now it is a tough one, 2-0. Oh, but I love saying things that are so incorrect. It's a great touch here from Beard, a good finish as well from Dr. Shadow, but I mean, just a little too high from Lucky. And that's the only reason that it went in because the third man is getting caught out. And honestly, that's the same thing that is happening to the Kiwis. Their third man is just a little too high. So that's kind of just the biggest difference I've seen. I think Kiwis, they've had opportunities. Honestly, I think more opportunities than the Wisps had this game, as there another one's going to come through here. Not a good shot, though, from Beard, so Jerry was able to get the save. As now, I think they've had more opportunities on the Kiwi side. They're just not executing nearly as well as the Wisps are. So I want to see the Kiwis just capitalize on these opportunities that they're giving. Like, that was a free touch from Royalty. He could have put that off the backboard, but instead, or he could have passed it down mid. Instead, it's just a shot on target where two defenders were waiting. Now, Beard has an opportunity here, trying to get a pass, but that one gonna be over to Jarebear. Royalty with a touch around one, but does get bumped. And with the minute remaining here, Chunk, do you think Kiwis are able to send us to overtime? Or do you think this Wisp team is gonna hold on, maybe even score another goal? You never know. But, you know, at least give us a 3-0 lead here in regulation.
I've seen Lucky. He's playing a little fast, making a little mistakes. I think if Kiwis catch a miscue like they did Lucky earlier in this game, they can easily tie up this game. But in overtime, we've seen we've seen the Wisps record in these close games, especially in overtime. They almost always come out on top. You've got to do something different to catch them off guard here.
Now, can it be done? 30 seconds remaining. Beard, not a great touch. It's over to Lucky. Lucky, you're not going to get the touch there. It's going to be Cow. He's going to elect to not go for it. Dr. Shadow has so much time and does not use it wisely, but he's able to get a follow-up touch as Lucky now. Able to get an awkward touch. That was going to be bouncing down. Dr. Shadow not going to call it. It's going to be Beard. Popping that one up high. Going for the backboard. Cow not able to get the touch. Dr. Shadow not going to be there. Bear able to get the clear. Royalty going to try to continue this pressure. Dr. Shadow going to try to turn, but a great touch there from Lucky sends it all the way down. I feel like Kiwis had the opportunity there. They just did not want to strike. It's going to be Wisps taking game 3, a 3-0 lead. Kiwis, we got to make a comeback here, and it's got to be one for the record books.
You do not want to be down 3. You've got to change something up drastically. You were talking about how they are able to change. We saw the ability from them to change in the Pawns game. We've seen a little adjustments, but they've been shut down. Royalty, not able to get anything going really in that game. Zeros on the board, 92 points. They've just been really shut down. They don't know how to play together as a team against this Swiss team. These cuts have really been shutting down the the teamwork and chemistry, and they've got to find a way around that.
Alright, Chunk, I'm going to be biased for just a second here. I apologize. I've seen this Kiwis team all season, man. You know what's been happening? Reverse sweeps. There's three of them, and they weren't on their side. What I need now is the best the best script I've ever seen out of Rocker Man, and honestly, Kiwis, I need some inspirational type of gameplay here. We need to play a little bit quicker. We need a little bit deeper thirds. We need to be able to demo more in more optimal positions. We're able to do those three things. I think where you can take one game, and once you take one game, the rest are just they're nothing. But we just gotta get one. I don't care about the rest. I care about one. We got to get one at a time here, and that's how the Kiwis should be looking at this here. They are going to take that timeout here, Chunk, and in this timeout, I would love to leave the casting booth and go join them in the huddle, but sadly, I can't do that. So I'm going to talk like I'm talking to them right now, Chunk, and I'm telling this. If I'm Beard, this is what I'm saying, boys. I'm playing. I'm playing out of my mind right now. I need y'all to lock in. He's probably throwing in a couple curse words. I don't know. If I'm royalty, I'm saying, guys, the lights are too bright, and I need them dimmed just a little bit. So royalty, I'll dim the lights for you. No pressure, buddy. What's the worst that you can do? You got one game left to play. We have one game to make it happen. I don't care about the rest. We need one right here, Chunk. And that's what we're going to get. Kiwis are going to take this game, and I don't care about the rest. We're getting one right here, and that's all that matters. We'll talk about Game 6 whenever we get there. Game 7, I mean, whenever we get there. But first comes Game 4. Wisps going to try to get us started off early, but it's going to be Dr. Shadow with the long shot. Bear going to get the clear, though. That one just off target, 10 seconds in. And already we're seeing a Dr. Shadow long shot. That's what I like to see. This is what we need to see. And now, Wisps back on the offense here. If you are the Wisps here, Chunk, what are you feeling? 3-0 up in the finals. You've got, honestly, a pretty good grasp on the series, and you can taste that victory. Do you think they're going to get a little bit ahead of themselves here? Maybe they fumble a game here, Chunk. Maybe not. Cow going to put that one in the back of the net, and man, it's already looking doomed. This Cow guy is just on a different level.
Yeah, Beard not able to touch it. Uses all his boost shadow. Caught awkwardness at second, but technically third is royalty. I'm not able to be in that play, and the rotations just seem a little off. If you're Kiwis, you need to adapt to what this offense that the Wisps are doing. But to answer your question, the Wisps, if you're them, right, you can afford to make some mistakes, right? But you do not want to let this Kiwis team have momentum, as Lucky gets one of the greatest saves we'll ever see at Novice. Just really icing up the game here. Right, you can make a couple mistakes. You just need to finish the series out sooner than later. You can't allow Kiwis to get their footing, as Bear gets another great follow-up.
Yeah, and the defense from the Wisps has just been rock solid, and the defense from the Kiwis has sadly been, what's a fruit with a lot of holes in them? Like a tomato. I can't. It's Swiss cheese. That's what it's been. It's been Swiss cheese. I can't lie. It has been a lot of missed touches on the defensive end from all three players, and I think if something doesn't change in the next 40 seconds, and by something I mean who's holding the controller, we might be looking at a 4-gamer right here. Is this one going to be a high touch from Cow, and Cow going to get followed up by Bear, but no shot going to go in the back of the net. Still dangerous opportunities once again for the Wisps as Bear going to try to take possession. Hits that one to the corner. No boost here from Beard, so Bear going to get a beat around one. Going for the demo as well. That one going to get sent across net, not going to get put away. But Cow going to continue that pressure. Beard with a nice touch. That one going to go long, and that one's going to get left by Cow for Bear. Beard looking for the dunk, and he gets it. Beard now going to try to get one more. Cow not able to read it, and a fake from Royalty. The counter attack might be working. Royalty with a high touch, but it's going to get saved by Lucky. And that one going to continue to get pressed by the Kiwis. They had one opportunity there. They're looking for more. Beard going for the demo, not able to get it, but a double commit. Royalty can have the shot. That one going to go wide. Cow didn't have any boost. If it was a well-played shot, could have been great. Beard not able to get the shot there. Royalty, that one off the corner. A shot from Dr. Shadow, gonna go high. Beard looking for the follow-up. That one's gonna go high. Dr. Shadow elects to reverse and try to get a shot on target. Not gonna work there. Now, Beard looking for the follow. That's a nice touch. That one bouncing down. Royalty gonna put it away. Lucky there on the defensive end. Once again, this Wisp defense is just impenetrable. The Kiwis cannot find a single way through here, Chunkin. The Wisp now looking for a counter-attack. There it is. Bear finding the back of the net, a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, I've just seen insane dominance in this final game. I feel like you kind of let the pressure off the back of the Wisps after they took those 3 games. They just feel like everything is connecting. They feel like all that chemistry they've made through the season has just really connected here, and they need to find an answer quick if you're Kiwis. But this Wisps team has looked unstoppable here in this game 4.
Shadow, sub me in right now, buddy. I know I can make this comeback. We got 2 minutes to score 3 goals. I know I can do it, man. Please, somebody give the Kiwis a chance. Somebody give this man a chance. Give me a DC. I don't care. Why? I don't care what happens at this point. I need the Wisps to lock out for for a minute and a half. That's all I need, Kiwis. I know they can do it. I know they got it in them. They just need one game, and it's got to start right here. I need the miracle, but the miracle's not happening. It's going to be Lucky with the long clear. Is that going to be on target? No, Beard. Able to get one touch off to the corner. Lucky going to leave that one for Jerbear. Jerbear with a nice touch. Going to try to pop it mid. Cow not gonna go. He's gonna wait for Dr. Shadow's touch. It's gonna be Royalty with a shot. Jerbear, why are you there? I don't know, but he makes the great save. Dr. Shadow with a pass across mid. Royalty no touch. He thought Lucky had it, and instead it's gonna be Beard racing back, able to get the double. Beard now with one touch out. Jerbear gonna be right on top of it though. Dr. Shadow gonna try to get a pass out to Royalty. Royalty with a nice touch. Lucky last man back. Lucky, can he make another great defensive play? It's gonna be over to Beard, and it's not gonna be a good enough pass. And Beard with 0 boost couldn't make the save. Beard now not gonna get a good 50 there. That one gonna launch towards the midfield. Royalty no touch. Dr. Shadow high touch. Beard up in the air, but somebody's quicker. Somebody's faster. Somebody was already there. It's Jerbear. That man is everywhere. He's there again. That one off the corner. Cow, it's going to be his turn to go for it. Waiting for Royalty's touch. Beard, not a lot of boost. Jerbear, not going to go for that one. And Beard, he's going to hit that one to the corner. A little favorable bounce there, but Royalty, 0 boost on that shot, so 0 power on it. And at this point, 30 seconds left. Chunk, I don't think I could even make this comeback at this point. It's just a little too cooked. And, now it looks like the Wisps are going to go ahead and take a massive, massive feat in the grand finals here. Kiwis, they fought hard all season. I'm proud of my boys. And honestly, I just think another day we take 2 games. This Wisp team might just be too good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we saw almost pure domination from the Wisps here in this playoff run. 2 sweeps after coming off that 1 seed. Uh, insane plays. Uh, they all look like they progress so well, and it it really just seems like the Wisps have developed. They played better as a team. We saw a lot of balls like called off. We saw a lot of if they knew they were gonna make a bad touch, they would call themselves off. They would have someone else uh, make a play, and we just really saw phenomenal teamwork, phenomenal comms, great team play, and at the end of the day, Kiwi's great season, but this Wisps team just insane play from them.
Chuck, congratulations. You are 1-0 in your predictions, and everybody else is 0-1. Good job. I know everybody else picked the Kiwis, and I blame Rockerman for that. Not gonna lie, but you know what? I digress. It was a great series for the Wisps. Sad series for the Kiwis, my boys. But I will say, I'm proud of them. Dr. Shadow honestly played really well. Beard played, I think, really well. And Royalty was like, I think Royalty got shut down because they had to shut him down because that man was playing so well throughout the playoffs. So honestly, congrats to the Kiwis for making it there, but congrats to the Wisps for honestly a phenomenal season all the way through. Now, we are going to be dragging a player in from the Wisps. It's going to be Cow. And Cow, who has been in the Nemesis Gaming League for a long time. And honestly, I've seen his name in chats way too often. But now he has now he got this chip, and I've seen it happen. I've seen him play great. And honestly, I feel like he deserves this interview. So, Cow, man, how are you doing? How are you feeling after that one?
I'm on cloud 9. I'm surrounded by the best team in Novice, and we closed it out. We were looking to play our game, and I couldn't be happier or more proud of my team.
Yeah, just, great performance from all 3 of you as a whole. I feel like just the communication looked really, really solid. I saw, like Chunk was talking about it. We saw a lot of balls that like y'all left for each other. The passing was there. The counterattacks were really clean as well. And defensively, I just felt like it maybe it's more than just communication. More like y'all played together a lot. I don't know, but it felt like the comms were really, really solid.
Absolutely. What we did was we tried to focus on teamwork over anything. We had Jer Bear, great captain, has been a rock, foundation of this team. Reached out and got us numerous replay reviews, set us up a lot of scrims, and we always went in with the mindset of, the score doesn't matter. What really matters is learning, right? How to play as a team, and we knew that Kiwis are going to come out strong. They were going to come out with some big aerial plays, some fast shots, some coordinated attacks. And our mission here was just to run the play, weather the storm. But I got to give it out to Jer Bear and Lucky and Silent. I mean, we all worked together as a unit. The AGMs, the GM. Our mission was simply to get together as a unit, and if we're going to win as a team, we're going to lose as a team, as long as we have teamwork instead of a bunch of 1v3s. That was the plan, and I just couldn't be more proud of my team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it worked to perfection. Chug, you have any question for Cal here?
No, I was just impressed. One of the big questions I had going into this game, we knew all of you phenomenal individual players, phenomenal twos players. It was how are you guys going to work as a team against this Kiwis team who we've seen work so well as a unit going into these playoff games. And big exclamation point on my question going into the series. We saw a great progression from you guys over the season. Is what I was talking about. And we also saw, I believe, Jarhead or someone, I think it was Barry, he said you guys were scrimming a Chally team, and you guys have really shown your true colors and really developed well as a player going on to this, going into this, these playoffs, and it really showed, not dropping a single match in these playoffs. I know you swept me, you swept Kiwis, a phenomenal. They were all close games in both of them, but you really had the edge and took took the upper hand here. But I will ask you one thing though. We know it was a great finals. Who do you think deserves? Actually, I want to ask two questions. Finals MVP, who deserves it? And regular season MVP, who deserves it?
That's a great question. I would say finals MVP and overall MVP. I got to give the finals MVP to Lucky, maybe. Yeah, Lucky. I think he's shown in a in a small amount of time. Lucky, we did some work together. Like I said, Jer Bear set up some stuff. He put in that elbow grease, that headlight fluid that he needed to get he was such a great player, but he was an individual player, and he put in that work to become a team player. And I got to say, man, I'm just insanely impressed with how far he's come. As far as overall MVP, I I would probably have to give it to Beard. Maybe. Yeah, maybe Beard from the Kiwis. He had such an incredible season. Like every time he's on the pitch, he's a threat, and you got to worry about him. He puts up good stats, and I know stats aren't the only thing, but I would have to go Lucky playoffs and Beard overall.
Alrighty, and you know what? I think those are honestly two respectable answers. You can throw yourself in there for Finals MVP as well. You were kind of all
I'm just
over
a
the
little
place.
guy. I'm just a squirrel
Uh,
in this
I,
big world. I'm just happy to be on a team that wanted to be working together.
yeah, well, it proved to be very successful here. And then, okay, Cal, I was kind of thinking about this. Chung mentioned it. This is the last question, just real quick. And you guys played like one goal games almost exclusively. It felt like, and you guys just came out on top over and over and over again. What would you like accredit that to? Was it like the offense, the defense, like just y'all playing together all the time, like the replay? Like what was it that really like allowed you guys just to clutch up in these really tight games and kind of just come away with all of them?
That's a really high IQ question, Flip.
Oh, thanks.
Our mission from the start, like I said, just kind of pivot here. We wanted to. It wasn't about, look, defense wins championships, offense wins games. We were trying to play the selfless play, the help your teammate, look out, for the Spartan to your left kind of gameplay, right? What we wanted, we knew we were going to get. I would always tell the boys, I said, look, if we're going to get into a slugfest, I'm betting that we're better punchers. You know what I'm saying? We can always shoot the ball, but let's not give it away. Let's go for the selfless play. So anytime that we were, neck and neck, tied going into OT, or we were just up a single goal, the mission was always to run the defense. And anytime our defense broke down, we noticed a trickle effect of our offense breaking down because we were mid panic trying to get into an offensive position that put us off on the second defensive play, right? So we weren't really worried about the score as much as we were worried about making sure that they didn't score and we had as many scoring opportunities as possible. Great question, though, Flip. Thank you.
Thank you, Cal, and once again, congratulations. I can let you go celebrate. I don't know. Maybe I'll probably
I'm going to
celebrate.
Disneyland. I'm gonna do a handstand and go
Oh,
to Disneyland.
oh yeah, that's the best celebration. I don't know what I'm gonna do for my Melons victory. That's gonna come up right after this, but we do have to get to that game. Please, I'm knocking on wood. But yeah, it's gonna be a great series coming up. Obviously, this one was dominated by you guys. So, Cal, thank you once again for the interview and
Absolutely, Flip. Real quick,
congratulations.
I wanna thank Jer Bear for putting up with what was a difficult captain position. Uh, we weren't um, we weren't quite put together as a team. We brought it together. I want to thank the AGMs and GMs for believing and trusting in the formula. And more than anything, I want to thank my beautiful fiance who's watching me from the couch right now. Thank you guys. Great series. Good luck in the next one.
All right, thank you, Cal, and yes, shout out to the fiance, I guess. Yep, shout out to them. But also, Chunk, that was a great series. It was a sweep though, and so we had a little bit of time. We could do that interview, but now it is time for us to get ready for the next one. And Chunk, once again, you picked against my Melons, but it's going to be the Prospect League. It's our final matchup of the night. You got the Blackhawks versus the Melons. We got a little bit of time here, Chunk, and so just give me a quick brief rundown. I know we did in the pre-show. Give me a quick, brief rundown on what you think's going to happen and what can we see from these next two teams?
Well, I wrote a lot of this preview here, and I
Mm,
said, I said, Blackhawks. They've uh, they've really shown that they rely heavily on that third man, and we've seen Melons when Tragic has played, when Temo has played. They make those plays to really disrupt the defense, and I think that if Blackhawks are wanting to win this series, like I have them, they're gonna have to adapt to how they play the third man. They're gonna have someone back. They might need to have two back at all times, just judging on how this team plays. But they need to watch out for those demos. And if you're Melons, you want to demo and open up opportunities. And then my next point I had was Melons. They are led by Gallium, the one and only Gallium.
we go.
We talked about how important he is mentally in game and how much he has stepped up for the team in the postseason. If you are Melons, you need to allow him to lead you. And if you are Blackhawks, you need to try to shut Gallium down. You've got to try to slow his game down. If it slows the team down, great. If not, at least you like that's probably the key thing I would say for Blackhawks. But and then my last kind of point going into it, both of these teams are great at making comebacks. They're great at adapting in series, so do
Mm.
not count either team out if they're looking down like the Kiwis are. Gallium is so great at changing the mental of this team, and I think that Perky and the Blackhawks are able to do that really well as well. Starting off pretty poorly, and like you said against Warhawks, or someone said against Warhawks early on, but they're able to adapt and get the win. So I really think those are the key points that we should watch out for these teams going into the next match.
Alrighty, thank you, Chunk. And we are going to take a quick little break. We'll be back very shortly to see these two teams face off. Definitely going to want to stick around. It is grand finals action. It's the last matchup of the night. Do not go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.